Yo, morning guys, welcome back to Project Jira. Rishav here with another third marathon video podcast thing. I'm feeling a lot better, you can tell. Today we have I guess this is like an aftermath. It's not really an aftermath. We have a lot to get through still. And but probably the most difficult part for the past, I think 3 to 4 weeks has been we finally made it to that point and broke through. So we finally, first of all, we've taken a fucking shower and cleaned the entire room and got rid of most of the garbage. And the most important part was actually just doing some basic stuff like the laundry. And I know it sounds really boring, but honestly, when you can't even function on your basic necessities because you have all these like responsibilities for your income tax coming in, your caseworker, your housing, you're looking for income and a job and stuff like that. And then I just can't keep up with the project, and then everything's falling to the wayside because one thing piggybacks off another, right? So it was just really really heavy, and now it's kind of done, and that's kind of what was finished in a previous video. If you can't tell, we covered all the crappy garbage and waste and trash. So what I like to do now is just cover what I covered in the past. Uh, I think 18 to 24 hours. So and there's some visuals I can show you. So for example, I think the highlight for this video, I'm just going to say, and by the way, if you want introduction, we'll save that to the end. I'm going to start to reshift things, reorient things around because we want to really improve our production quality as well. And our strategy when we're making videos should be even more condensed and more succinct and more to the point. Um, and probably more appealing, talk more about visuals. So over there in the back, the main point of this video will be mostly the cart right here. You can see it's all painted black. And I'm going to try to pull it a little bit forward so you can see. And then I also want to capture the fact that on the ground there's the acrylic paint. So that's really important because today it's about 5:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to, for a couple of days now, for no, a full-on week, I haven't been moving anything over to the storage unit because I had to paint this cart. Well, now I don't have to do that and worry about that because the painting is finished. And hopefully today I can move some of the clothing, which I want to discuss on the side, on the left-hand side right here. So that was also pending the laundry. So I had to wash all my winter gear, all my winter jackets and scarf and equipment and security equipment, stuff like that. And it finally got done, right? I cut my hair and everything, shaved a little bit, took a shower. I took like 2 showers, honestly. Um, and then all the garbage is gone. We did the whole floor plan. We covered the entire room on the left hand side and the right hand side. All the office work, paperwork, business products, all the clothing, the books, how they've been moved around. So that's all done, and I feel really, really good about that. But the next part now, why don't we pull up the cart? So that's the first thing we'll cover right now. After that, we'll cover also the laundry and like the winter gear and how we kind of set things up. So I'm going to turn the camera right now. You can see on the left-hand side here, here's the back. This black garbage bag here has at least like 3, 4 kind of like interview jackets, I would like to call them. So, you talk about formal wear here, like those kind of like wool coats kind of stuff. Um, I don't think I have 3, 4 wool coats, honestly. That's kind of excessive. But I mean, you get the idea. There's like 2 or 3 of those, and then there's another jacket for maybe a lighter or heavier winter. So minus 35 degrees Celsius. If you guys don't know, that's basically gonna give you frostbite in about 5 to 10 minutes. Um, we are living in, I guess you could say, a country that's got some interesting weather. Okay, and then we have here the jacket that needs to be washed. So this is the one that I've been wearing very recently until I think about April. I washed it. I've been trying to get it done so that I can put it away. And then there's a scarf that should also be put inside alongside with others. So we'll get to that. Let's cover the cart first since that's the number one topic. On the backdrop here, I'm just going to pull down the headphones and we'll talk about that too because that's also involved with like sanitation and cleaning. But here, I'll be back. I'm going to pull it up closer. Lights. Okay, so I just turned on the lights as well as pulling out the cart just a little bit closer. I know you can't see it crazy well, but it's not that important that you do see it that well. I usually don't put the headphones on, but I want to talk about it. I also like the look. It actually works. advertisements. That's the benefit of having headphones. I usually can't tell when there's an ad. Usually the advertisement from Spotify just runs throughout the entire podcast video and I don't even know. So I apologize if that's what happens, but it is what it is. It's an ad. So you can see the card there. And I should probably get in with the range of me touching it. Fun fact, this morning there was a house centipede inside here. One of those things that kind of make me a little queasy around my stomach, but swiped it back up. There's a reason why you can see, I'm pointing right now, there's that door. Underneath there's that pink little slip of styrofoam. It's specifically to prevent in the summer and the spring when all the bugs start to come in. It's meant to prevent that. Anyways, okay, down. So anyways, that's something happened this morning. So we have this stuff here. Here's the card. It was dark navy blue. You can't compare that to about maybe 2 weeks video podcast prior to this one. Again, these are all pre-recorded, so obviously this is a month in advance for me, but for you guys it'll be just yeah, I don't know, it's just a time framing. Anyway, it's all black now, and you can see at the very bottom the most important part are the materials I use. So if I may, I can showcase here. Get on my knees for a bit, increase the gain, and make it a little bit more surround sound a little bit so you can capture everything I'm saying. Yeah, higher gain, got it. So we have down here the bottle of acrylic paint. We have also this bucket of, well, let's see if I can pull up here. Okay, and decrease the gain again. I'll be mostly speaking directly to the mic throughout the video even. But you can see the paint here, the bucket of paint here has been used. There's this painter's paintbrush, and I was doing some research into water-based paints and stuff like that to understand whether it'd be used for fabric. In fact, it works really well. Turns out that acrylic paint is it's amazing because you just add some water and then the paint just really flows. I was thinking back to a time when I was painting about a week and a half ago outside by a building suite, and trying to use the acrylic paint without water was so difficult because it was so thick and it didn't spread easily. But once you add water, I was worried that I would dilute it too much, but in fact it's not that bad at all. And since it's watery and that's fabric, it just absorbs all the paint. So you can see there now, not only are the wheels done, now the wheels are a little bit, they've been scratched up a little bit, so I gotta paint that back up again. But the bag here is entirely black now, and we want to flip that around, which I'm going to do right now. Beforehand, before we go flip the bag around, I want to talk about the headset as well. So we cleaned the entire room, but we feel great now. New clothing, not new clothing, but like just wearing stuff that isn't, filthy with sweat and stuff. So I also cleaned the headphones while I'm at that. Something that's been bugging me for a long time. I'm gonna take it off right now, and I didn't realize that I muted it, but it's muted. Okay, so take out the headphones, and I can showcase the fact that first of all, there's all this red paper here. This is what was here on the headphone wrapped around it, to capture all the greasiness from my hair. It was disgusting, right? Because I wasn't showering for almost at one point 10 days, and because it just had so much work to do. And I would leave, I would come back, and then I would just drop on the bed or whatever. And I also wasn't taking care of myself because during those times, you tend to binge eat, you tend to sleep more than you should without taking care of like brushing your teeth or sleeping. So I was like, I gotta make sure when I put on the headphones, I capture it. And there was so much oil. So hilarious because if I just hold it across to the ring light, you could see the patches of oil, of hair oil. It's like, ugh. But anyways, I wiped it down with alcohol wipes and water and just rinsed it with soap and stuff like that. And then I also did something that I didn't do with my headphones previously, and that's over here on the side. I didn't actually have these pads here. These are red napkins to cover. So then it was really greasy from the side here for months because I didn't actually, these are brand new headphones that I didn't think to use that. I thought about it, but I missed the opportunity because once you start to wear it the first time without these like napkins on the side, it starts to get oily, and then after that you got to clean it again. So it's just good that after cleaning, immediately after that, the first time I wear it and onwards, I always have these napkins here. So I just tore it and I folded it into squares, and that's that. And I applied a new napkin here. So anyways, that's more cleaning and sanitation and organization and just like logistical stuff. Same thing with the card here. So I'm going to pull it down here and showcase something important. You can see down there's lots of drops of acrylic paint on the floor. I'm not sure you can make it out, but the plastic wrap worked really well. So that Wendy's crap over there, I can finally throw it away, I believe. Maybe for one more day I'll keep it here because I want to take my time today and go over to the dollar store, buy a new bottle of acrylic paint. That bottle down there is empty, and yeah, the entire bottle was used up just trying to paint up the bag. We got to get the wheels done, so we'll leave the plastic bag there for another day maybe, but then afterwards we really were itching to throw it away, so that's what we want to do. It's got like a banana peel in there, even it's probably like rotting and stuff like that. Okay, but what we'll do now is we're going to flip the bag around because we do want to move something out today, and I mentioned it's the laundry. I mean, not the laundry, but the winter wear. So, which is on the side here, right? The jacket's been washed. We can put this away. We're gonna move it to storage. We haven't been to storage unit in about 3 days, and I'd like to do that. So what I'm gonna do is, while you're watching, I'm gonna increase the gain again so you can hear me a little bit better. But you probably won't be able to hear me at all, let's be honest, when I start moving farther away. There we go. So I'm gonna flip the bag around, upside down. Let's go. So here is the bag, and you can feel that there's the paint makes it a little bit more solidified. Like the bag is harder; it's not as flexible as it was without the paint, obviously. And there's some luster. It's kind of glowing a little bit. Where the paint's too light, I can see there's like navy. There's patches of navy blue sticking out. So definitely I knew that I was going to do at least 2 layers of paint. I know that it wasn't enough to do it the first time. Let me just showcase it to you right here. Yeah, you can see there are some patches of navy blue sticking out. I am a little concerned about what happens if it starts raining outside, right? Because it might wash off the paint. I don't know if that works like that. And if I flip it the other way around, you can see on the inside it's like a navy blue, but it's still the black color is actually seeping through. So it's actually, the whole bag seems a lot darker than it was even on the inside. So yeah, I'm thinking about maybe just touching it up. Yeah. Okay, let's see what's the issue now. Yeah. Let's put the gain down a bit and back to cardioid. So from my first assessment right now, I haven't actually, until the point of this video, taken the bag out to inspect it myself. I can tell there's quite a few patches there that's still kind of like navy blue. So maybe I want to touch it up a bit and add a second layer of paint. I was excited to actually move all this laundry stuff away today, but here's something we can cover, okay? You know, this is very, very, very well improvised. I'm doing an introduction almost at the very end of this video. It's 14 minutes in, so again, this is like a relief shelter, digital respite shelter for those without family, without a place to call home. So I just want to say that basically a slice of life SOL plus RL in real life put together, mishmash of virtual reality kind of thing. Anyways, the point is we are doing a lot of improv. There's a lot of improvised stuff. So what I'm going to do is, instead of covering the laundry stuff and the winter wear, we're not going to move it today. Time is tight. It's because not only did I wake up late, but I also did a bit of fitness and had someone I care about, like my sibling, come in here, and then we were like, he had this idea to exchange like workouts, so that's really interesting. by like core workouts versus like, the abdomen, the lower body workout versus the upper body workouts. So just swapping that around. And I had to make note of someone he shared about. So I know I like Athlean X and he likes Chris Heria, and then he showed me someone called Movement by David. So Movement by David does a lot of flexibility, and he's super super apparently very like I trust him when he says that he's super strong. So has strong grip and everything. So I don't doubt that at all based off of the stretching exercises and the calisthenics that he's been showing. Really crazy stuff. And so I'm gonna type that in. So we did some fitness, and that's basically what ended up taking up most of the time today. But tomorrow, and that works out well because I really did forget to buy the paint. I didn't get the paint purchased from the dollar store, the second bottle. So the wheels over there are still, once again, you can see they're all scratched up, but I didn't paint it up. And then in addition to right now, since I've seen on this video, I've pulled it up, the bag, and taken a look at where the parts are, where they need some touching up with like a second layer of paint, just to make sure that it's, fully black as much as possible before we start using it. Maybe what we can do is just leave the card here and not use it for now, because I am tight on time. I noticed that it's about, the right time for me to be out of the house. I should be out already. But because I was doing like fitness, like, and there was a lot of interesting stuff, no question about it. I was learning about more standardized ways of doing fitness stretches, and there was like a certain core routine by Chris Heria. I'm definitely gonna take notes of that. That's definitely for my siblings, so shout out to him. And I've actually done a reaction to his stuff before. You may find it on my channel if you know what I'm talking about, but that's that. So that's definitely something I learned about, and we'll talk about. We'll just say that fitness is part of this video as well. Okay, so that's one of the topics. So Movement by David, Athlean X, Chris Heria, and shout out to Hemis RS, if you know what I mean. So that's that. And so we did fitness, and that kind of impeded what was going to happen in the backdrop when it comes to the clothing, the storage, and the cart. But at least we covered most of what we needed to cover. So that tomorrow we wanted to talk about again. Long story short, the cart is all black now. The wheels are black. We just need to touch it up. Same thing with the bag. We just touch that up as well. We need to buy that bottle of paint, allow it to dry, and then tomorrow we'll be right on and ready to move the washed clothing, which is this winter wear right here. Okay. So that being said, I think that's a good wrap. We also covered headphones, really important, right? This is something that I use on a daily basis whenever I do the video recording. I haven't been using it as much as I've been working on, income, finance, taxes, business stuff. But we're kind of getting back into the groove now. Hopefully things are being more, I don't know, well balanced per se. That's something that was mentioned. I also caught up with with relationships, but we'll talk about that in the future. So, for example, I've got some stuff here to demonstrate. Between me and a friend of mine, a good buddy of mine, also another person who is like a fellow volunteer, who's a very great friend of mine. I want to talk about them and just express how thankful and grateful I am for having a good circle like that. And then the same thing with my sibling coming in here today. That was also very uplifting, very useful. Really, it was just very something practical to do. Okay, so that's a lot of stuff, but we're going to try to figure out what the title of this whole video really is. Again, the card is the number one thing, but we couldn't even get through to that because I didn't buy the second bottle of paint, and we'll get to that tomorrow, I guess. At least in terms of recording. So you guys will probably see this day by day, but there's also a lot of business material, remaining food receipts and stuff like that I want to cover before we get back into the whole moving stuff. And then that should be the end of Marathon 3 temporarily, because then we don't have anything left to move out. We literally just have everything that we need here already, and the room's like pretty dead empty. And then we'll get back to Marathon 2, the series on podcasting, and try to blitz through all that kind of stuff. But that won't be for at least a week or two in advance. So thanks for tuning in. If you have 20-minute video, I'm not sure how much we covered in more detail. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, before we leave, there is some stuff here. Yeah, I almost forgot. So we have washed all the gear, all the equipment, right? So also the cap, the winter wear. It's not just the jackets. We have this cap here that we use on a daily basis, more for the spring. It's like it's not a baseball cap, but it's a cap, like a French cap. And then it's got this red napkin inside to cover up all the hair, oil, greasy stuff. Ew. And then we have this Russian beaver hat kind of thing, Canadian beaver hat, or Russian Moscow, what do you want to call it? There's a scarf inside, again, with a red napkin to cover the hair. We washed this. We also washed the gloves. Right now, if I can try to grab it right now, it's going to be a little difficult. I have a lot of equipment I put on me because of the PTSD that I experienced. But there's like, here, gloves, right? I also have like chained around my arms. It's this a resistance band every time I go out. It's a lot of extra stuff. It's really extra. It's always sometimes interesting because some people get really angry, others get scared. Some people a lot of them just laugh. Some of them are laughing because it's funny. Some are laughing because they're ridiculing. And then sometimes people are just like, it's like, what's that? It's interesting. And then for me, it's like on the inside, I try to ignore it all. But it's such a weird thing to walk out and know that what my problems are showing so overtly in the public. So there's this as well. Shoulder strap. Oh, this one really needs to be washed. So the shoulder strap here, this one was really starting to stink. This one was really needed to wash. So I tossed it into the washing machine twice. So the first time was to wash all the bed sheets and the winter wear, and then the second time was to wash the casual stuff like the socks, the regular pants, and stuff like that. I tossed this in twice because it was just smelling that awful. It's better now. It's a lot better. It's clean now. So I had to wash all the gear in addition to all like the security equipment, you could call them, in addition to the winter wear, in addition to the winter clothing and the hats and the accessories. And now we can move whatever we need to move out and away once we finish painting the cards and once we have more time tomorrow morning. So yeah, that's it. It's 22 minutes in. This is longer than I should have expected, but we cover a lot of stuff relating to hygiene and sanitation. I am a bit of a clean freak, yeah, a bit OCD about that stuff, but yeah, clothing's clean, equipment, gear, carts is painted, all the equipment down there with the paint. We're gonna toss that all away, the Wendy's crap. Also the bag of clothing to the side here, and then also the headphones. Okay, not bad. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's it. Again, if you've been moving out, if you're a clean freak yourself, feel free to share your experiences and share your, kind of like these tactics or routines that you engage in, your own little quirky thing if you still do that. I'm pretty sure people don't do that anymore. That's more of a, when things got globalized, people have gone through self-improvement journeys a lot more rapidly and a lot more frequently. It's like common knowledge now to work on self-improvement, whereas back in like early 2009, that was like something that was like kind of niche. So everyone does self-improvement nowadays, so I'm not surprised if there are no more quirks. People aren't quirky anymore. Everyone's more normalized and standardized, and maybe that's better for society. That being said, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. This is Rishiv. I'm signing out. I gotta get the hell out of here and work on more taxes. And I really want to get the spreadsheet done because my accountant is waiting on me, and so is my caseworker waiting on me. I have also the government waiting on me as well, so I better get that done. Peace out. See you guys next one. Sign out.